Get shit fired up. Sauce and
I think just sauce.
Forget we got sponsors now. We got to read that. You want to do the sauce thing? I don't even remember what.
Right off the top.
Yeah, we're live.
Folks, welcome back to Home by 3. Go for 1, stay for 2. Home by 3. Go back out to the bar at 4. Come home with a 4. Maybe she becomes a 5 at 5. Live here in our new studio. Folks, if you're just tuning in, we are brought to you by Sauce Hockey. SauceHockey.com is the official hockey lifestyle apparel brand of Home by 3. Promo code CHIN gets you 20% off. Does not come with shipping or butt plugs. Go check it out, saucehockey.com. Promo code CHIN. Go over to our website as well, homeby3.shop. Go check out our newest merch as well. So, Bob Gucci, Jay Swish, back in the saddle, brother. It is Monday afternoon.
Yeah, go to Sauce Hockey, buy some shit. Even if you don't really like what they have, please, we're begging you point blank to buy some stuff. This studio literally costs us hundreds of thousands of dollars, and we have 4,000 subscribers. So if you guys would go buy that so we can get our sponsorship renewed, that would be so sick. Yeah, I was telling you our clips for cornbread. Everyone's like, you got to cut clips. You got to put up the clips on the internet, blah, blah, blah. You know, I bust my ass all day cutting clips, and YouTube and TikTok, like 0 views because they're censoring her boobs. Like her rack is so big that it like can't get by the YouTube censor, I guess.
We should put those clips on YouJizz or YouPorn.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Because those would get really good pop there. So then all roads would lead back to our podcast on YouTube.
Why doesn't anyone tell you that? Like people are like, how? Because we're always like trying to find ways like, how do we spread the word of HB3? How do we get this fucking podcast bigger? It's all about money. How do we get richer so we could act like we're better than everybody? And nobody ever tells you to put your clips on porn websites. That's a really good idea. And I'm actually going to do that later.
Yeah. How does that work? Do you have to sign up? Do you have to be a legit porn star to put your own game film on a porn site? I don't know how that works. Or do you have to submit it? Maybe you
can't do that anymore.
Oh, you can't?
No, you can't. They changed that. You used to be able to just upload anything. So
you couldn't go on there and just theoretically go into the amateur section and put those clips on there?
Back in the day you could, but then like ISIS and MS-13 were uploading videos of them like cutting people's heads off, so they stopped. And then also with the whole like Epstein thing that Trump is covering up, not a political podcast, they like people are uploading like really bad stuff, so they're like, all right.
Yeah, okay. I was just curious.
So I don't know how to qualify. Like I don't know if we can upload our podcast to Pornhub, or at least Cornbread's clips. Like with all due respect to her,
you might have to do like 1 or 2 acts. Maybe you have to get in with game film and then they get comfortable so you can submit your stuff to the porn community. I don't know how that works, man.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to have someone look that up.
Let's go to that. What's that porn convention in Vegas? We were in Vegas at that time.
It's like Sex Biz or
the
X Biz or
it's the AVNs, I think.
Yeah,
Adult Video Awards. Maybe we go there and we talk to someone.
Yeah, a lot of weird dudes there.
Oh, dude,
a lot of weird dudes. That's where the word gooner. That word freaks me out. I don't know. I don't like that word gooning. Like this is a hockey show, but there are some weird dudes at the porn convention.
Imagine staying at the Virgin Hotel the next week after the AVNs, dude.
Oh God, imagine shaking a guy's hand like in the lobby.
Oh.
It's like, there was so much moisturizer and bodily fluids.
Yeah, I mean, you open up the bucket of ice they have in case you want to go to the vending machine. There's just a load in there.
It's kind of
probably a shit.
I'm actually gonna play devil's advocate.
It's a hockey show.
Is it further to like porn so much that you fly to Vegas for the porn convention to meet your favorite porn stars? Is that like cool? Like it might be. I
think it is, man.
Is it pathetic or cool? I think it might be cool.
You got to be a fan of something.
Yeah, because then the actresses there like kind of get that validation. Like, damn, like we're really popular.
There's movie stars, porn stars. I mean, people are fans of guys that or girls even that go on shows like Beat Bobby Flay. You got to be a fan of something.
Wait, where are you going with that?
I'm just saying you got to be a fan of something.
Beat Bobby Flay off. Beat off Bobby. That should be a show.
You could whack Bobby Flay off while you're trying to beat Bobby Flay off in a cook-off.
If Bobby Flay, his show was going under, he should just do like what every like model does. They switch to the sex shit.
Yeah.
Beat off Bobby Flay.
Beat Bobby Flay's meat off.
Jerk off Bobby Flay.
Bobby Flay's meat is grass fed.
Who can make Bobby Flay come first? I would not want to be a contestant on that show. That'd suck.
Going under the name of Bobby Beatoff.
Bobby,
Robert Beat.
yeah, that would be a crazy show.
Imagine,
but it would be popular. I would watch it.
Imagine
maybe.
Bobby Flay beating off on beets. Like beetroot, you know?
Who's gonna jerk off Bobby Flay? Someone's gotta do it.
Beating Bobby Flay off on a beet salad. That's a lot of beet.
Beets are good, man. I actually
Beets are really good.
They put them in Greek salads.
There's nothing better than a goat cheese, little pecan, and beet salad. Unbelievable. Little arugula on it. It's unbelievable. The only bad thing about having a beet is you piss red for like a week.
Give me the beet, boys, and free my soul. Beets are Greek salad, pound for pound, is one of my favorite. I think my top salad.
Greek salad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
don't
I'm
like
just, it's all right. Cucumber. I mean, you can only have like 6 of them. You get bored of them.
There's more stuff in there, though.
Yeah. You got some. I'm not an olive guy either.
Beets. Oh, I'm not an olive guy, but light olives, I can tolerate putting those in.
Feta cheese.
Aren't they weird, though, olives?
Yeah.
They don't taste good. No matter, I think olives objectively, most people can agree, just don't taste good.
Olive is one of the only gay vegetables in the world. There's like 3. Olives are one of them.
Elaborate.
Well, like to make an olive, like the chromosomes they mate with each other.
No, they don't.
Yep.
Are they human made? You know, broccoli's human made.
By who?
Humans.
Really?
Like broccoli doesn't grow in the ground.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Little Yachty maybe made those.
Shout out to Little Yachty, dude.
Yeah.
All those guys got so famous. I know we're talking about like beating off Bobby Flay, salads, and now Little Yachty, but where were you going with that olive thing?
Olives are one of the only gay vegetables in the world. You can look it up, man. Go to askjeeves.com.
Ask Jeeves. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Jeeves. It's crazy that AI just like stomped all over Google. First of all, Ask Jeeves. What was the other one? There was some other ones. You used to go to the websites and it would just be
Yahoo used to be big too.
Oh, Yahoo.
Yeah.
Yahoo was pop. Dude, if you had a Yahoo email, like that was cooler than an AOL email, in my opinion.
Yeah, you were probably a high level accountant.
Yahoo emails, Hotmail.
Dude, how about Medvedev yesterday?
I know.
Oh, my God.
I like him.
Speaking of blowing up, I mean, all those sites blew up, but is he washed? We're talking tennis now, folks. Sorry.
Yeah, we have Rob Schremp coming on a bit. He might be watching us right now. Like, I don't know if I should go on this. But he's like he does like a lot of business. You know how guys like after their career, a lot of them just are alcoholics and they golf.
Yeah.
Like Bob Schremp does some good business out there. So
yeah,
he might be watching this and realizing like this might not be a good move for me to come on the show. But anyway, I don't think he's washed up. I think tennis are just so many ups and downs, right? Like it's hard, man. It's you, and as you would say, your own chin. That's it. There's no teammates. There's no nothing.
I know he's 29 now. I thought he was 28. He's 29. He's a 96 out of Moscow, Russia, 13th seed. Gets bounced again in a major though for the first round. He's having a tough year.
Bad, yeah. And
he wasn't great in Toronto either. When I watched him play, he got whacked
in person. You saw him play?
Yeah.
You know that motherfucker's like 6'6".
Why does he play so deep? I hate that. Get to the fucking baseline. I know nothing about tennis, and we're talking hockey on a tennis show with tennis involved, but
I think it just gives him time. Like you're 6'6", you can't. It's hard to move around. It's hard to.
Bro,
fuck
that
your
guy
wife.
I mean, Bonds, he was serving the ball. He could barely serve it. He's standing out at the Rolex sign.
Yeah, but what's your gripe with that? Like why don't you like him?
Why is he taking the ball?
What the fuck was that?
He's taking the ball at his ankles where he could be taken in his wheelhouse. And especially when a guy can barely serve in the 5th set, why are you sitting back so far? If you watch Feds back in the day, he would be actually on the other side of the baseline on most guys' second serves. Mev is taking that ball at his ankle, so you can't get anything on it. And there's no advantage for a guy throwing a muffin over the net.
Yeah, but Medvedev plays so the other guy makes mistakes. Like it's a boring brand of tennis, but he's just pushing it back. Like Feds is like he's a little cat out there. He can kind of like get around and.
But if you're the 13th best player in the world, how can't you take a 95-mile-an-hour meatball in your wheelhouse, even if you are a pusher or a blocker, and do something with it? You're basically taking away all your advantage of a slow serve. The guy wasn't even serving 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
Was he that tired too? I don't know.
I like him because he's not afraid to freak out. Like he is screaming at that ump. And I don't really have anything against fat people unless they're sitting next to me on a plane. But like that ump Like that fat guy, he's always getting bitched at by the players.
Yeah.
Every time I turn on the TV. I think he just like can't handle like the crowd. It's his job to settle everybody down, and he could not settle down the crowd in New York. I love the New York crowd. Everyone in tennis doesn't like it, but
Speaking of fat people sitting on a plane, did you see Southwest? You're gonna have to buy 2 seats now going into 2026 if you're fat. I think it's if you're over 260.
I thought that bill already passed.
Yeah, it's official now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of ways you can go with this. Like, I think the seats are too small, but also you being 350 pounds is not. I don't think that's. I think it's a little selfish.
So, I mean, Southwest is going to go to assigned seats, but theoretically, if they were still going with the first come, first service basis, you just claim 2 seats if you're that big.
I think you just sit down and hope the flight's not full. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You
Like
can't claim it though.
like your barrel is in the middle, and then your other, like your legs are on, like, because if you're flooding over the gate, right?
Just where are you going if you're that fat though? Like, where are you going?
What are you eating?
What are you eating? I don't know. There's a lot of people out there that get when you talk about fat people, dude. It's like talking about Jewish people. People are touchy. They're like,
It shouldn't be though.
I just think like unless you have, there's a couple people out there, like maybe 2, that have that disease where you actually can't lose weight.
Mhm.
But other than that, like a lot of people are just kind of just munching,
Yeah.
just sucking down pizza and
Wheat thins.
fucking wheat thins, which are not good for you.
Wheat thins are so good.
You like wheat thins?
Yeah.
You dip them in anything?
Nope. I really like a wheat thin though. It's just plain. It's
You
like
eat plain wheat thins?
it's like a Ritz cracker, brother.
That's crazy.
So good.
You eat plain wheat thins?
Yeah, a little salt on it. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable.
What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, wheat thins are good.
Plain wheat thins?
Get them the night when you're stoned. Put them in your fucking concoction bowl with 9 different things. Add wheat thins. I'm telling you, that'll come out as a top 1 or 2 item in that bowl.
Yeah, I did have some Chinese trail mix last night.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Did I send the picture to the group? I can't remember. I tweeted it.
I don't think so.
It was popcorn.
I was stoned too.
Were you? Edibles?
Yeah, just 5 milligrams though to go to sleep.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it was
Yeah.
nice.
I was gonna smoke half of a J, and then I was watching Medvedev.
That
and I
never
just-
happens.
What?
Smoking half a J,
Yeah,
you burn half of it. You just like, I kind of want to get a little higher.
Yeah, I didn't put it out, and I just kept smoking it, and then I made popcorn, Gardettos, and then I put cookies in a bowl. I tweeted the picture, like it's disgusting.
Yeah.
My group chat was like saying it looked good though.
Yeah, I think I saw a pic. It looked all right. The cookie, there's cookies in there, right?
Yeah, it was like the ones with the
chip-
rainbow M&Ms in the cookie.
Chips Ahoy, Chips
I felt
Aferta.
so bad waking up. Like I felt so bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to stuff your barrel to, that's a lot of high fructose corn syrup at 12 in the morning.
Yeah, speaking of high fructose corn syrup, we had a comment where this kid was like, why don't you guys like interview any active NHL players? It's like, no disrespect, but I don't really feel like hearing someone talk about cooking their food and seed oils and normateching and hot yoga. Like they're all very proper and buttoned up, and they're not gonna say anything. They're not allowed to say anything. So it's like we don't really want to do that.
How many? Yeah, you got married in Como with another 15 guys from the league this year. Lake Como, Italy. Congrats. You know what I mean? Like there's
dope.
It's so stock.
That's so dope.
You're not going to get any answers.
That's it.
How's summer training going? What are you working on? They're going to tell you. It's basically when you talk to these guys, it's basically like their exit meeting for the year with the GMs. That's why they talk.
It's also been done before. Like how many podcasts is Brady Tkachuk going to go? And I like Brady Tkachuk.
Yeah.
But how many times is someone going to ask him like, Brady, like, what is your favorite thing to eat before a big game? Like it's just, and I'm not blaming those guys for being buttoned up. I get it. Like, I'm not blaming the BU hockey players for DMing us and then unsending the message. I'm not blaming them for that. We're not going to discuss that. But it's like, it's boring.
I mean, yeah. And then he tells you he has salmon instead of chicken. Then you're supposed to like react like that's crazy. Oh, really? You have fish before a game instead of chicken? It's like, yeah, man.
Like, what do you see? Like, if there's someone that'll come on.
Oh, that's crazy that you eat a peanut butter sandwich at 4:28 every game. It's like, that's nuts. Then you have a chocolate milk? That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, there's a market.
Like, I mean, come on, dude.
There's a market for that, but it's not like I don't think it's our show.
There's a market for nut chuggers.
There's a market for people watching Bobby Flay cook.
There's a market for people that just want a fanboy. I don't know.
There's a market for swingers.
And hookers, man.
Somebody told me they went to Blue Martini. Someone I haven't talked to in a while. And they're like, I went to the Blue Martini, which is a kind of like it's not a swingers place, but swingers do go there. It's known for being kind of, there's things that happen there. I don't know if you want to say what happened to you there. But he said that place is hornier than ever.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Well, we should go back. I mean, I can tell the story. It might take a little bit, but
yeah, I don't know how much you want to. That's fine. We have time.
Blue Martini, no free ads. This place is in Desert Ridge. It is just on the other side of the 101 in Scottsdale. Actually, a decent little area over there. There's a comedy club. There's a couple other bars, but we went there probably 3 years ago. At this point, maybe 2. I think it was 2 years ago. We were like, okay, let's go check it out. We've heard it's kind of a little bit of a cougar bar, and they have live music, and it's supposed to be a decent vibe, a little bit of an older crowd. And if you're looking to get out of Old Town, well, let's change it up. So we threw a wrench into our plans. We started at Buck and Ryder that night, took it into Blue Martini, and we were sitting there. We were probably there for 30 to 45 minutes. And this cute gal, probably 24, 25 years old, maybe a little bit younger, anywhere from 23 to 25.
She was a good looking chick.
Was pretty good looking. And
Yep.
She comes up to us and she's like, "Do you guys want shots?" And we're like, "Sure, I guess." She goes and gets us some green tea shots. We have them with her. And then throughout the night, over the next 90 minutes, she kind of just keeps popping by and saying hi. And we don't really know where this is going to go. We don't really know who she's trying to pursue.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
When she came over and was like, "Do you guys want to drink and have shots?" She was pretty good looking. That doesn't happen to me. And I was like, that's fucking like weird. And I realized like all you guys play pro hockey except for me. And I was like, oh, this is like life for you guys. Like, this is cool. Like, I wonder what it's like to be this, like have a life like this where hot chicks approached you. And then when she was like still coming back, then I was like, in my head, I was like, something might be going on, but continue. I just want to point that out. Like,
so she makes her way over maybe 1 or 2 other times. I think we might've done one other shot with her. And then it was getting to the point where we're like, okay, we're probably going to get out of here. The Blue Martini, it's dying down. The dance floors, it sucks. There's not a whole lot of talent walking around. And not that we were talking to anyone, but that was just like, okay, well, I guess we got to try to change up our luck and go somewhere else. So we're about to leave and we're about to stand up. And this gal that we were just talking to is probably like 15 to 20 feet on the back wall right in front of us at 12 o'clock. We're at a high top table. 4 of us sitting there just hanging out, finishing our drinks, about to pay.
chewing, smoking,
boozing, and thinking about fucking, but not talking to anyone. So she's standing at my 12 o'clock and she kind of looks at me and she's like, gives me like the little, get over here, like head nod. I'm like, what? I'm like, you come over here. We're all over here. She's like, no, you come here. I'm like, no, you come over here.
Babe, come over here.
So ultimately she wins the battle and I go over there and she's like, gives me this ultimatum. And she goes, I want to fuck you, but my friend over here has to watch. I go,
Rob Schremp joined just as you said that.
I go, your friend has to watch? I'm like, who's your friend? She points to this 65-year-old, maybe 70-year-old guy on the dance floor just hanging out like creepily over there. I'm like, he has to watch? I'm like, why can't we just go to a hotel or you can come over to my place? Because she was pretty good looking.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, those aren't the rules. He has to watch. And when he calls it off, like he's Herb Dean at a UFC fight, it's over. I'm like, well, I'm not agreeing to this. You think like I haven't signed your contract or anything. She's like, well, take my number. I'm like, I don't want your number. If those are the terms and conditions, I'm not signing this contract or signing up for this watch session. That's just not how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to a guy's house in North Scottsdale and we're doing a watch party, watch me go at you while we're playing a little late night one-on-one. And he's just in the corner watching. I'm
like stroking his butt. And the guy looked like Heisenberg, by the way. Like he was like on the wall, like with it, like with this hat. Like it was weird. Dude.
So I'm like,
Rob Schremp's backstage, by the way.
I'm like, all right, well, this is just not going to happen. She's like, well, take my number. I'm like, I don't want your number. So she takes my phone, puts her number in, and is texting me throughout the night. We ended up going back into Old Town, 35-minute Uber. And she's texting me throughout the night. She's like, when are you coming over? Here's the address. I'm like, I'm not coming over. That's just no. So I didn't respond. The next morning I wake up. She texts me. She's like, hey, what are you doing today? I'm like, well, I'm not down for a gangbang. She's like, you want to go to Starbucks? I'm like, you just asked me to have a 2-on-1 while some guy watching. Now all of a sudden we're going to go get mocha lattes? No, That's not how this works. So politely, I didn't respond. I think I actually blocked her number. It was funny because we were talking to the two other guys that were there that night, and they're like, Swish, do you still have that text exchange? Because it was hilarious. I'm like, why can't we just go to a hotel?
Yeah,
And she's
2
like,
on
no,
1, no back checks.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to bring in Bob Schremp.
Yeah, sorry, Rob.
We're just telling old war stories, I guess, at the Blue Martini Bar. But folks, without further ado, we are welcoming in former 25th overall pick. Me and Bob Schremp share that together. 25th overall, former London Knight, 145 points 1 year in the OHL, 37 games 1 year. He had 100 points in the month of October 1 year, 41 points in 10 games. Former New York Islander, Syracuse legend. Shout out to Dinosaur BBQ, baby. Some of the sickest hands I've ever seen. Hands of a priest, one would say. Folks, welcome in.
That's the longest thing to go.
Bob Schremp.
What's up, fellas?
Rob, how we doing? Rob, first of all, your email being Rob@Rob Schremp. Oh, fuck, I shouldn't give it out. My bad. Your email's nailed. Anyway, nice to meet you, bro. Thank you for coming on the show.
Hey, it's good to be here. What a time to walk in. That was a good story, bud.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about that. But this is a hockey show at the end of the day. Rob, where are you at right now, bro? Are you stateside? Are you over the pond right now in Shanghai?
I am in London, Ontario, back to the old stomping grounds, the London Knights days. So I'm back in London, living here.
Okay, because I saw in your Instagram bio that it said something with Hong Kong or Shanghai. Was that in previous years? Do you still go over there to work with like a national team, or what's the story there?
I was there for a year. I was the director of hockey operations for the China Hockey Group. And so I was there for a year, and then I'm actually going there on this Thursday, to go back and do another camp and work with the kids again. So I'll be there for a couple of weeks, and then I'm back to London. So yeah, I was there for a year with my family. My daughter started speaking Mandarin, so we were embedded right in the roots there. It was pretty cool. So it was a great experience. Hong Kong is sick, and then the hockey there is, I'd say surprisingly, like there's so much passion there. People love it. So it was a pretty cool setup, and some great kids I got to work with. They were a lot of fun.
I'm literally always surprised that there's not more hockey players out of China, especially since the Kenny Wu wave was pretty strong with the Mighty Ducks. Like when Kenny Wu, the way he was skating and moving out there, I just thought it would inspire like more Asian hockey players. Like they just have the make and model to be quick out there, especially in today's game where it's less physical or less like big dudes from Western Canada trying to kill you. But that's awesome, man. I've always wanted to go over there. I speak Mandarin too sometimes when I have too many Yanger bombs, but I do want to get over there and see what it's like. Everyone tells me it's very clean. Is that true?
It's very clean, very safe. Like this, like little, like 7, 8, 9-year-old kids taking the bus by themselves, taking the ferry by themselves, and traveling pretty far distances. So it's pretty, it's very safe, very clean. So it was sick actually. I really like the city. It was beautiful. It's very a lot of expats. Like there was a ton of pilots and teachers there. So there were a lot of Canadian dudes there, and the men's league was better there than most of the ones I played in over here, to be honest with you. We had a bunch of and the pilots, they were all Canadian dudes. They all knew the game, could play. And we had a big handful of guys that played NCAA, like some Division I, Division III. They were over there with like finance jobs or whatever they were doing. So the men's league was actually sick. We had a great time there. There's a guy, Jeff Wall. He was a maniac. He was sick on the ice, and he loved to have a few beers after. So it was good storytelling time and some good hockey actually.
We should do a show over there.
We should, yeah.
I don't know if we could sell one ticket, but
Bob, I wanted to ask you, how's the food over there? Is it decent? Like compared to like traditional American Chinese food versus what you're having over there? Like, can you get, even if you want something, say just that you're craving stateside, can you get a burger or can you get a steak, or is it kind of just like General Tao's, or what do you got?
Yeah, there's a whole array of food Hong Kong's very, it's like a melting pot, and people from all over the world. So it's a little bit different. Like I only went into mainland China once for a little bit of golf. But in Hong Kong, yeah, there's everything, man. Like there's some sick social clubs there that you can be a part of. And then the one that was right downtown, a few friends were members there. It was more like a TGF Fridays. They had like bar food, big screen TVs all over. It was like that. So it felt like being home. It was pretty sick. But the cuisine there is actually amazing. Like they have some sick Chinese restaurants, suckling duck and all these different dishes. We got to go with the locals would take us out for dinner. My wife and I, my daughter, we just let them order. Cause a lot of the stuff we would never order that. Like you just, first of all, you don't know what the hell it is. Don't trust it, but you let the locals order and the stuff is phenomenal, dude. It's unreal. It's a little bit intimidating ordering, but again, let them run with it and you just follow suit, eat whatever they bring.
Rob, just so we don't ask you about Chinese culture for the next 45 minutes, I wanted to ask you 145 points in 57 games. I mean, I think about sometimes that keeps me up at night. I grew up on Long Island. When you were there, I think I was in high school when you were there. Your hands are just nasty, so good. I remember being a big fan and looking at your hockey DB. I remember looking up in the past and just like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck did you have that many points? Like, what was going on? Was Sergei Kostitsyn, I think, was on that team. Did he have anything to do with it? How the hell did you do that?
Yeah, no, it was the lockout year. After the lockout year, so it was the next year, the new rules, a lot of power plays, and it took time for people to transition with the new rules, like no obstruction, no hooking, none of that stuff, slashing. There's a lot of power plays, and being the fourth year in the league, like you just really understood the league pretty well, like the patterns and what it takes to kind of shift penalty kill boxes or create stuff 5-on-5. It was really easy that year for me personally, and I was also a little bit bitter and pissed off that I got cut from the Oilers in training camp, and I was came back gung-ho and ready to prove a point why I should have been picked. And I remember a little bit of extra incentive, like David Bolin had been back for 10 games already before me, and we were good buddies, but we were chirping back and forth, and he had like 30 points in 10 games or some shit like that. And I remember like ICQing him when I was in Edmonton. I'm like, man, if I come back, I'm going to catch you. And he's like, fuck you, you're never going to catch me. And I came back and I caught him in like the first month. So we had a good race there. But yeah, it was like a lot of power plays, and again, just knowing the league and fourth year in it, like it really was slow to me almost.
It must have been nice not to get hooked and slashed, because like being like you're from upstate New York, and I remember we would play those kids, and like being a Long Island kid, like we're just kind of pussies, like we're just eating yogurt for breakfast and stuff. And when we would play those teams like the Syracuse Crunch and the Rochester Americans, like those kids are eating ground beef for breakfast and shit, and we would always play them, and it would just be a nightmare. Like they would just be like, they would already be hitting puberty, like way in stride on that stuff. We would be always behind. So yeah, it got physical back in the day playing that style of hockey. So yeah, to not get hooked all the time, that must have been, nice.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was different. It was a different. I played Tier 2 Junior A at 14, and I remember I had a really good start to it. Like my first weekend, I had like 7 or 8 points as a 14-year-old. So that good word got around really quick. And then the second weekend, and I remember the first shift, I came down to go on a 1-on-1. I went to attack the guy's triangle. He didn't even try to poke it. He just went to a 2-hand baseball swing and slashed me right across the throat. And I was like, holy shit. You know what I mean? It's like different. Yeah, it was rougher, tougher, a little bit more barbaric. So yeah, when they changed the rules, it was like, wow, this is freedom. It felt good. Like you could do so much. And then, whenever someone tried to do something like as far as hooking or slashing, like you go right to the power play. In London, we always had a good power play. All 3 years that I was in London, we had it was clicking over 30% every year. So it was almost a guaranteed goal.
Bob, I wanted to ask you, how did you, when was the birth of the white graph skate, and how long did you stay? Did you play your entire career with the graph skate? I knew I had seen clips out of Sweden when you were playing, I believe, for Modo, as well in Salzburg. You had the white graph skates. And was it just a comfortability thing? Because man, those things were like cinder blocks back in the day. I mean, they were like 30 pounds each. They were like trying to keep a frozen turkey on the back of your crate. I don't know. It was just, was that something you always wore and you just stuck to it?
Yeah, I got them like when I was 12. I made a movie with Wayne Gretzky out in California. It's called Wayne Gretzky's Train to Win. And from there, I met Mike Barnett, who was Gretzky's agent, and he set me up with Graf. I think the guy's name was, I want to say Mike Hill at the time. So when I was like 12, 13 years old, they started sending me the wheels. And then this guy, Richie Marks, came out of nowhere, and he was like, hey, we got these new white, what were they called? The Great Whites. Would you wear them? I'm like, fuck yeah. So they came in, they had the white graphs, and they had my number stitched in the side of them, and they were just sick, man. Like you just fell in love with the wheels. So I wore them, and I wore them all the way until like I was 26, 27. And then when I was 27, I was over in Switzerland. It was like, you're like the skates, we didn't have the professional dryers and shit in between periods. We didn't get all that, like, you know, the treatment, so to speak. Put your stuff on the dryers, have fans and all this stuff. So by the time the game was over, like the skates were like, you know, 3 pounds each, man. I had to get out of them. So I wore Bauer for like 4 or 5 years, you know, to finish up my career. And then just a couple of years ago, I saw graphs on Instagram, and I was like, man, I didn't even think they still made them. So I sent the guy a note. I said, hey, do you guys still make the skates? And the guy was like, fuck, Schremp, good to hear from you. I used to make your skates back in London. So I was like, set it up through that. He ended up sending me a pair, so I'm backing them again now and playing Senior A. And the white boots they've made a reappearance for the Senior A circuit.
And another thing I loved about your equipment and just, I mean, your hands, they speak for themselves. And that's when I really, you know, kind of fell in love with your game. And even just watching you as a kid, especially on YouTube, what you could do with the puck, and a young kid out of Verona, Wisconsin, stick handle in the basement, watching your old London Knights tape. And the one thing I was always curious though, Schrempy, you used a square toe, and it was almost like a pizza shovel. I know you had hands like a Thai masseuse, but that square toe you use, how did you stick handle so well with it? You're able to pick it up, do whatever you want. Is that something you used your entire career as well?
Yeah, I started off as like a kid with the Sherwood 50-30 McGinnis curve. It was nasty, and it had a little bit of a rounded square toe. It wasn't so square, a little bit rounded, but it was sick. And then I switched over. Easton came out with these Focus Flex blades, the Lindstrom curve. Yes, and I went to that, and I loved them, dude. And I just, with the square toe, I don't know the square toe didn't mean anything to me, because my hands are more about speed and fast hands. And then I love that Lindstrom curve with where the heel is. You can, like, when you snap a sauce, it's like butter, dude. And when you rip a clapper from this, like right where it starts to go to the heel curve, you can go bar down from like the top of the crease. Anywhere, basically, you go down, that heel, it goes straight upstairs. Snapshots, the same thing, just dragging it. And I only made one moderation to it, and it was actually Andrew Ladd who did it. When I was in Atlanta one day, he comes up, he goes, Schrempy, let me play with your stick. And I'm like, fuck, go ahead, buddy. So he went and he put a toe on it. So have you guys seen the Ryan O'Reilly curve where it's like straight and then there's a toe wrench at the end?
Oh yeah.
A little kickstand.
I have that on my Lindstrom. So Ladder did that for me, and when I went out there, because everything I do, I drag the puck from my toe and like cup the puck and then pull it in. With that square toe, there's only like a fraction on the ice. When you hook it around like that, the puck sits in the sweet spot like crazy. So that was the moderation I made at the end of my career, which was sick. But I never realized how. Actually, it's like now later on that I've retired, I get more of that shit with like guys are like, man, that square toe. I didn't realize it was such a hit back then, but people, I guess, appreciate it more now that I'm done, because nobody else is using square toes. I think Kaner maybe.
Yeah.
Square toe.
Yeah. Well, Claude Giroux uses the right-handed version of the Kaner curve as well.
Yeah, Claude Giroux. Yeah, there's only a couple guys, a couple dinosaurs left.
Yeah, the old Neapolitan pizza shovel. You just take that thing out and just fucking just hook her in. I was always curious.
Yeah, Rob, I don't want to put you in a tough spot here, but you bring up the Atlanta Thrashers, and I have to do this because I've always wanted to ask somebody, and you don't have to answer. Was it a coincidence that they were signing every black guy in the league because they were in Atlanta, or were they doing that for marketing purposes? What was going on? They were offer sheeting all the black guys, and I have to know.
Well, I mean, the guys that we had were sick, like Johnny Oduya, Buff. Who else do we have?
Kane.
Evander Kane was nasty. And Anthony Stewart was a beauty. He was my roommate on the road. We had a blast together. I mean, they were really good at hockey. I don't know if it had any effect on that. I know that it helped us when we went out at night for sure. When we got, when we got a booth or something. Otherwise, I think, we would have been sticking out bad. So we really appreciated that. They kind of helped us fit in a little bit. So they recognized those are the Atlanta Thrasher boys because of those guys. So we would have been just like, the fuck are these guys doing in here?
Well, what was it like playing there? Was it like kind of, I'm trying to think of how to put it in words. Like, what was it like in the community? Like, people are happy you guys there. I know, like, when I had friends that went and played for the Knights, the community just like embraced them so much. It was so much merch. Everybody's wearing Knights gear. Was it kind of the same thing in Atlanta? Or like, what was the feel of that playing hockey in a new market in Georgia?
I was there. I got there, picked up on waivers in like February. I was there for like 3 months, but it was tough, to be honest with you. It was not a lot of fan base, and we had a sick team. I mean, if you go through the lineup, like I already mentioned, Bufflin, Pavlik in net. You had Tobias Enstrom, Ron Hainsey was solid, Blake Wheeler, Brian Little. Like, you can go on and on. Like, the team was, like, it was a roster. And when I first got there, we were only 2 points out of playoffs. So it was kind of close. And, so the team wasn't like bottom of the barrel, right? But it's just like, man, there was nights there. They're announcing like 8,000 fans at the game. Like, there's no way there's more than 3. There's no way. Like, it just was empty. So it's tough because that's all part of it, right? When you're playing the game in these home games, like the atmosphere and wanting to produce and entertain people, and then you got dressed like a seat night. It's at home. It's just fucking deflating. So it was tricky, but I think, who knows, they might be heading back there. I don't know, but hopefully they have a plan to get some fans in there.
Schrempy, you play 5 or 6 years on this side of the pond. I ultimately know how it goes, and when you kind of up and down in the jungle and you're not really getting your shot in the National Hockey League, when you got to that point in 2011, 2012, when you ultimately took your talents up to the North Pole and played for Modo in Sweden, were you just kind of over the jungle? Were you sick of the North American game, of not really getting a real shot to play big minutes and showcase what you could do? Or was it just merely a money type of situation where you're getting offered more to go play in Sweden versus maybe having to take a low one-way or a two-way contract?
Atlanta sold. So I was like really pumped about Atlanta because the guy there, Rick Dudley, was the general manager, and I'd known, and he'd known me for a long time. I met Duds when I was 16 and in Mississauga through a good friend and a mentor, Steve Ludzig. So when I got to Atlanta, it was finally that moment where I was like, I got someone in my corner. This is sick. And then they fucking moved the team. And the first thing that happened, they fired the staff, and then they brought, Kevin Shoveldayoff in. And the first call with my agent was like, we want Rob to take a two-way. And I was like, fuck, man. I did 2 years in Springfield, like 2 years of hard time. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine. Like, by the time I was done that stint, my first 3 years were in the minors. By the time I got done with that, I honestly was like ready to quit hockey. I was so mentally fucked. Like, I just couldn't.
It's crazy though, because you had like if I remember correctly, over like 170 points in like 200 games with the Springfield Falcons. Like, is there anybody that you want to call out on this is the biggest podcast in the world with 4,000 subscribers, but like, what the hell is going on with that? Like, I can only imagine how frustrating that would be, like putting up that amount of points, like being that much of a contributor and not getting a shot. I mean, like, what else do you have to do? Yeah. Like, what?
I don't know. I don't know. It was frustrating. It was deflating. I lost all confidence. And again, on a mental side of things, like I was depressed as fuck. Like I hated life. So that was my experience. And when I got the call of like, maybe I read too much into it, but like the first call is like, we need Rob to take a two-way, like do some fucking math here. I'm like, so here we go. I'll go to camp. I'll probably be on the fourth line with the tough guys. And then I'll be in the minors, on the second round of cuts. I'm not doing it again. And I couldn't imagine. I climbed out of that gutter and I established myself pretty well in the NHL. Like, my numbers were pretty good for the opportunity I was given. And then that's what I, unfortunately had to go against. So I was like, I just said, I'll go over to Europe and I'll prove myself. Cause there have been guys that had done that. Like Mark Giordano went to, with Calgary, didn't get what he wanted per contract, say, and went over to KHL and tore it up. And for me, it had nothing to do with money. I actually turned down 1.1 in mints to go play for Modo for a much lower number. It wasn't about the money. It's about, Sweden was like the best regarded skating place in the world. And if I could go there and light it up, because a lot of the talk too was like my skating was an issue, which was bizarre, but I was like, okay, I'll go to Sweden. If I can, again, do well in Sweden with that, then hopefully that changes some minds and I can come back. So I went to Modo and had a really good year. Like, it was, I know it's 41 points in 50 games or something like that, but that over there is like it's hard to get points. And everybody was really happy with my year. And then the lockout happened. And then I was just totally fucked.
Yeah, people don't talk about that side of the game too. Like when that kind of shit happens to you, maybe situationally you're in like an organization that, you know, your services aren't needed or just stuff like that, you know, and the politics of who knows who and what GM's bringing in this guy based on because he had him in junior. There's so much, you know, politics behind the scenes is actually pretty wild. I don't think enough people really realize that. Obviously, you know, it's a crazy part of the business.
It's insane. You don't even know what's going on in the background and who's pulling, or who's pounding the table for who. And yet there's so much in this game that doesn't make sense at all. As a player, you're always, and then you hear this cliche, like, oh, only worry about what you can control. And people keep telling you that and keep telling you that. And now that I'm older, obviously I see the game in a different light and, you know, being around it a lot more, not as a player, but in development and scouting and that kind of thing. It's interesting to see like what kind of strings are pulled in the background. And sometimes nothing to do with players play, even in the minors. Like I was asking for guy, like we got this Brian Lurd got called up from the coast. I don't even know why he was in the coast, but he's in the coast. He comes up and he was sick. I love Lurgy. I wanted to play with him, but he couldn't play with me because we had to play like the draft pick guys. Yeah. Kind of. I'm like, if you're watching the games, how the fuck is that guy going to go on your fourth line and then eventually down the coast? Like he had an impact on every shift. Me and him were cycling the puck, making plays. It doesn't make sense. And even to go back to my rookie year in the minors, I was terrible at the beginning of the year. It was just a different league. We had a meat kind of team. We had a lot of toughness with like Dennis Bonvie, Matt Karkner, Dan Carcillo, Ryan Stone, like all these guys. And we played a really crash and bang style game. We didn't have any skill guys. And then we traded for Robert Nielsen from the Islanders, and he came and we like lit it up the last half of the season. We were the first half of the season, I think I had 17 points in 40 games. And then my last 23 games, I wound up with 53 points total. So we lit it up, go the next year to camp. And for whatever reason, we're not even on a line together. Like these kind of things are out of your control. But it's like, to me, it drove me nuts. Like, how did anybody not watch any of the season last year in the minors? Was that just a fucking waste of time? Because if you were watching, you would easily be like, Schremp and Nielsen should be on a line together. Like these guys are nasty. Chemistry doesn't just come. You see chemistry when it happens. And like, when guys are making behind the back blind passes right on the guy's tape to an empty netter in the American Hockey League, you got to think like this might work up here too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just, especially when you see things like the Buffalo Sabres not making playoffs for the last 40 years and like there's no changes behind the scenes and stuff like that. It's like there's a lot more to it than people think. But yeah.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I mean, even just the way you were able to impact the game, and especially for American kids, and even look at the Patty Kanes of the world that came up a little bit after you, and just smaller guys, Schrempy. I wanted to ask you, like, where was your most fun you had playing hockey? You had stops, obviously, in Sweden, the Continental Hockey League. I'm sure London, those days were probably the best. But just in terms of pro hockey, like you played in a lot of different leagues and a lot of really good leagues, Swiss, obviously, Austria. Like, where were you like, wow, hockey's fun again?
Yeah, Austria was good. Playing for Red Bull was cool because it's such a big branded, name, obviously Red Bull, and the owner he's passed away since, but he was living right in Salzburg. The game was fun. The guys were fun. There was a lot of imports, so it was a good time. I'd say Salzburg and then also Nuremberg. We had Rob Wilson as a coach, David Steckel. There was a ton of imports. Reinprecht was there, Steven Reinprecht. So we had a good group of dudes, and it was just like back to like, well, a little bit like old school, you know what I mean? The locker room was old school. The bus rides were old school, having some pints and, shooting the shit and talking stories. Like that stuff makes it all, fun. And same thing in Salzburg. It was good. It was a lot of fun. And, winning atmosphere is always part of it too. Like, fuck, man, like winning cures everything and makes everything. You don't bitch about the little things when you're winning, may bitch a little bit. We always bitch in this game. It's Matt Murley would say, I can get through anything as long as I can bitch about it.
Yeah, exactly.
It holds true. But so, Salzburg and Nuremberg were like the best hockey play. I felt like, good group of dudes and fun to be around and excited to go to the rink every morning. Those were good stops.
Yeah. And just in terms of what you're doing now with the skills side of things, I saw you were in Manhattan Beach the other week with Dewey Cox, Drew Doughty, and I think Kopitar was on the sheet with you too. What were you teaching? Were you teaching that pull and drag, the old Bob Schremp special, a little toe to heel to snap it off? Or what were you guys working on? Just skill stuff? Like what I find with kids a lot of these days, and this is a hockey show, it gets so just, I don't know, dumbed down or even overcomplicated to the point of it's like all this Power Edge Pro stuff and go through these obstacle courses. And, by the time you get out of this stuff, it's not that game realistic. So where do you stand on terms of skill development and just different things you've been kind of teaching and preaching as well?
Yeah, a lot of the stuff with shooting is just understanding, like I have some concepts like faces of the net and categories of the zone. There's a couple things that I talk a lot about, and that's just about, the one-on-one versus the goalie. And that's essentially what the main objective is. Once we get out, we protect one and we score on the other, if you dumb it down totally. And when you're in the offensive zone of like how to manipulate a goaltender, a lot of those shooting mechanics are gone because, I have guys all the way from like you mentioned, Douts and Kopi, after the shooting session, they were like, fuck, that's good stuff. It's the technique has gone because the technology has arrived, and it's totally wrong in my opinion. Like you learn technique first and then your technology becomes sick. For me, I can grab a square toe stick. I can grab a round, whatever, P92. It doesn't matter what stick is in my hand. I'm always gonna be able to shoot because I have technique. And that's important for the kids now. They have one pieces. I didn't get a one piece till I was 16. Now you got like 7-year-olds. We had, I had a nice session today with 9-year-olds. They all like, what's your flex? They all got flexes. They got one pieces. It was like, wow. So they skip past the part of technique. And that's really important because there's also a lot inside the technique. You also learn manipulation and shooting on goalies and how to score on them, that kind of thing. So I'm big on that. And to your point about the PEP and all this stuff, there's value in everything. But, there's a good thing I saw today. I saw a little, whatever it was, a video. It said, when you're teaching driving, imagine teaching someone to drive through parking cones only, not in traffic and not in real life world, just through parking cones. Would that apply to the road? When you have to learn what other people are doing, when, what I'm saying, maybe someone's weaving in without turning on a traffic signal or something along those lines. But that's the same thing with hockey. It's a lot of like people are setting up these obstacle courses and paths, which if you can't read when to take that route or that path, like how are you going to ever get there? So it's interesting where we live now because of social media too, right? Like there's so much information all over the place and what's good and what's bad. And you don't want to run around like a crazy person just shitting on everybody. It's not to do that. It's what's valuable and what's realistic is what's important. So I try not to, poison pill everybody else's stuff. I just stick to what I know and what I think applies. And if you don't, if you think I don't know what I'm talking about, or if it's wrong, then you're more than welcome to go to one of the other 1,500,000 skills coaches. But
yeah, it is crazy how many skills. I was on that wave for a while, but I stopped. People actually, guys in the league would send me certain coaches and they're like, you need to bring this up, blah, blah, blah. And I would do it. And then I felt bad because I'm like, wait, this is a guy that's like running a business. Like, I don't want to like fuck with him. And not that I have the biggest reach in the world, but it's kind of crazy how, a lot of guys are just full of shit, but parents are still paying them. But yeah, I agree. That's a good analogy you made about the traffic thing. Like, sometimes kids skateboard in the middle of the street and you got to make a call right then and there. It's kind of like, Cronwall stepping up. It's like you got to step out of the way or get rid of the puck or whatever the hell. It's like situational stuff that you can only learn through experience like that. But yeah, these days with the kids and technology, like there's like 4-year-olds with the Normatex on. It's like you guys. Like, what do you mean? Like, go get a Happy Meal. Who cares? Like, it's not that serious.
You got some 7-year-old telling you about his paleo diet. It's like, fella.
It's
maybe put a chew in. Try that first.
Yeah. Do you teach any of the kids in China to chew or no?
Like fucking throw a lip in, fella.
Those are called coaches' candies. Those are coaches' candies.
Get everyone
that?
Yeah. Got 12-year-old Shanghai smoking birds chewing.
Oh no, yeah. So that yeah, I might have put in a Zin or two at the wrong time and got asked what that was. So that's what we call them, coaches' candies. That's all. They weren't for kids. Coaches' candies only.
Were the parents asking? Like they were concerned, or was it like just a general like, hey, what is that?
No, I mean I was sneaky about it, right? You just like in your pocket, like the little kids right below you, like what is that? Like oh shit. Like,
yeah,
don't worry about it, bud.
It is crazy these days how much different it is. We were just talking about the locker room thing. Remember that? Like you can't I guess the locker rooms have to get chaperoned now. Like the coaches have to. There has to be a middleman between the coaches and the parents. Like it's a lot different. I mean, I would have coaches that show up shit faced.
Yeah, they were
like
they were at Twin Peaks for happy hour.
Yeah, I had coaches that showed up with food and tried to sell you sandwiches in the locker room. Like we're talking about. Yeah,
they were telling us about the USA hockey rules too. Remember the kids here in Phoenix? Like some kids were wearing hot mics on the ice.
Yeah. Yep.
They're crazy.
Yeah. They're wearing mics and to put on TikTok and shit. And like the coaches were getting caught talking about not getting caught, but just some coaches have that old school style where you just tell it how it is. And then the kid was secretly recording it and the parents don't like the way the coach talked to the kid. Like it's crazy. It's a different world. That's for sure.
Get caught on a hot mic calling Johnny a pussy. It's like,
yeah, you get caught on a hot mic talking about your side piece. And it's like, hey, like,
maybe Johnny is the pussy.
Yeah, maybe your son is a bitch.
Yeah, maybe he's just fucking soft. Like maybe he needs to hear this.
Your son should just quit.
Yeah.
Look at us. I mean, that's what toughened us up and thickened our skin, and we're surviving. We all.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, I had a coach pull me aside one time, and he goes, He was like, you're so bad, like you will never even make the University of Rhode Island club hockey team. And I just at him, I'm like, damn, this guy might be right. Like I am not. And then I started looking at that's how I ended up at Arizona State playing club hockey. Cause I was just like, yeah, dude, like I'm not good. I mean, my hands were good, Rob, honestly, because of you. Like I remember watching your hands, and I would go to Nassau Coliseum and any chance I could get, and I used to go in the basement. We just talked about this. Like I actually didn't go to prom because of you. I was too busy in my basement trying to get hands like you. I was stick handed with a ball, and I know I said this on the last show, but I had this big box from an Apple computer, and I would just shoot against it and stick handle, and it's the only thing I got was my hands, but. Yeah, coaches were telling me just you're slow as shit, like you're not in shape, you're fat, like, and honestly, looking back on it, like, yeah, you're gay, and looking back on it, like, it definitely helped me out to hear, how it is.
It's some honest truth. It's things in the beginning. It's like the slap and tickle. Then once you figure it out, it's like, oh, that was nice of him. That was really nice for him to tell me that.
Yeah, I think people could use a lot more of that. Well, people get delusional, like people even I know I have friends and they have they're in coaching hockey and youth hockey, and I don't want to name where they're at, but there's like demographics of parents, and specifically, I don't know, I don't need to get into the locations of it and dox people, but they're just totally delusional about their kid in the future, and they don't want to hear the truth. The truth hurts, and I don't know. This is a fucking parenting podcast.
Yeah. No, my dad was the best, man. Like my dad, don't take it the wrong way. Not that he didn't care. He's a proud dad and supported me the whole way through, and still does. But like he would be out slamming beers with the parents and fucking cooking hot dogs. Like my first game in the Ontario Provincial. This isn't to make I hope it doesn't come off wrong, but it was my first game as a 14-year-old on OP, and like who knows how it's gonna go, right? Like I'm 14 playing against 20-year-olds, so. Could be a fucking disaster. It could get killed, whatever. But like, you don't think it's going to go the way it did. So anyways, the game started. My old man was out having some beers and flipping hot dogs with some of the parents that I grew up playing like squirts and whatever with. And the game starts. My first shift, I went out and scored. I went down. I dangled the shit out of this defenseman. I sniped right under the bar. So one of the dads goes out, "Hey, Mark, Robbie just scored." My dad's like, "Oh, fuck, I missed it." So he figures like that's probably going to be it. So he just, I finish up these beers and whatever, and these hot dogs. I went out my second shift, scored again. The guy runs out. He's like, "Mark, Rob scored again." He's like, "Fuck." 3 shifts in a row, boy. My first 3 shifts in Ontario Provincial, I scored a hat trick, and my dad was out having pints and just chilling and relaxing. So it's like, it was easy going, and it was just about like I was doing my thing, and my dad was having fun socializing. It wasn't like over the glass and like making sure I was whatever. You know what I mean? Like I never had the pressure. Like, and we were never like as a family like, this is it, we're going to the fucking show and you got to do this to get to the show. It was just like go and have fun. I loved it, and scoring goals and having success, I did have a lot of it, was awesome. I loved it. I was addicted to it, scoring and whatever, reaching all these goals. And my dad loved being, he's a social dude, and he loves having beers in the parking lot and cooking food. It worked out great, but it wasn't like, it's like, to your point, like some of these parents, it's like, oh, I don't put pressure on them. Then I hear the way they talk to the kid. I'm like, yeah, that's fucking pressure, man. What are you talking about? Like,
You're
and
handing
then
them
they
an
always,
iPad
like,
as soon as you get in the car.
they'll
Watch
come
your
to me
kid.
and ask for advice, and my advice is like, okay, like if you want me to give advice, like I will, but I always say it this way: I'm like, if you're going to include me and like I'm getting involved in this, like you're not talking to them anymore about hockey. Like you talk about anything else. Like it's no different. Like if I were to hire a financial advisor, and then I start to tell him that I know more because I bought Apple back in 1990. You know what I mean? It's like no different with the parents. Like they ask
Right.
for the advice, and then they start interjecting. It's like the stress that they're putting on the kid. When I get involved in something, like the stress that they're putting on the kid, I watch the film and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like what you were telling me about the kid had fucking nothing to do with the game. So that means you got in the car and like shit on him and like, why didn't you this? And the kid's probably like feels bad and you're wrong. So, you know, it's tricky because that's like what is important to me in this game is like emotional attachment to the game. How you feel when you go to the game, how you feel when you're out there. What does that feel like? For me, it was fun. It was always fun. And maybe I should
that's
have
the way it's supposed to be. And it is like a lot of external, like I'm not a parent. I don't have a kid. One day I will when I'm ready to settle down in 20 to 30 years. But it's like that external pressure is contributing to the kid not having fun. Like hockey for me was always like an escape. Like I talk about it all the time and I shouldn't. Like my parents just an outrageous divorce. They're just both being idiots all the time. So I went and played hockey and got away from that shit. And it was fun and it was escape. It's not supposed to be a job when you're 6 years old, like worried about your Corsi. And like the parents are just kind of thinking that they know best. And when in reality, they should leave it to the coaches and the people who actually know what they're talking about. And let the kid be a kid inside the rink. And I think the kid would benefit and be better because he's having more fun playing, wants to play more. But again, I'm not a parent, and this is not a parenting podcast, but that's just my take on it.
Are you in the stages of life where you're dodging Father's Day for the mailbox?
Yeah, that hasn't been been a thing for me for a while on any sort of the spectrum here. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think I don't even know. Are you gonna make your kid play hockey?
Yeah. I mean, make them? No.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, dude, it's pretty cool sport. Like,
I'm a hockey stick, a tennis racket. I'm just a firm believer you should play all sports.
Yeah, I
you
like that
shouldn't be
too.
just singularly focused on one. Like, try them all, dude. How do you know you like Asian chicks if you never try it?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right? Like,
Unless you,
No.
I figured out I liked Asian chicks when the Fast and Furious movies came out.
Yeah.
But that's a different story.
But no, I think getting back to, I just think kids and parents get solely so focused on one sport, and particularly hockey, is where you can develop a ton of athleticism outside of just putting the skates on. Like every April when the season would hit, we'd be playing baseball, and then it would be into football in August through October. And then I did that all the way up until 10th grade, man.
Rob, did you play anything else besides hockey?
I played a lot. Yeah, I played everything. I played football, lacrosse, baseball.
So
and I found like lacrosse specifically was really good for hockey. Like there's so much synergy between the two sports. The way you attack the cage in lacrosse and use your teammates, whatever it might be. And then you go to like shooting mechanics. I think about lacrosse. It's a lot of the same, like weight transfers, planting, and like, think about it's like deeper dive. I know I'm going to go on like a nerdy conversation about it, but it's, how you attack the lacrosse net with your hips, like where you plant and where you set your feet and shit like that. It's the same with hockey. Like you get to a certain spot so you can plant your hips and like rip the net. And like all that stuff comes inside of playing a different sport. And, different things, even like in lacrosse, it's like in field lacrosse, it's a ton of shit from behind the cage. Like the attack goes behind the net and you get the goalie looking, and you think about hockey, the best guy in the world that ever played the game, Wayne Gretzky, where the fuck did he do all this stuff from? It's from behind the net. Mm-hmm. So, and then we do the fun stuff like the Michigan, the Mike Legg or the Armstrong. So it's Bill Armstrong. Anyways, there's so much correlation between lacrosse and then also lacrosse, like tough and jump, man. Like when you're on offense, you got the ball. These guys just whack the shit out of you. That's what you're supposed to do. You whack the shit out of them. And then you go to box lacrosse and it's like crush check. You get crush check like a maniac. So tough and jump, and then it's all that other stuff encompassing. And then, you know what, the thing is that people that play lacrosse are different than people that play hockey. There's a lot of synergy there too with the families that do both, but there's also different people. So you have different groups of friends, socialize and talk differently. Like sometimes you take hockey room talk to other sports and people are like, this guy's fucked. It's totally different, right? Like So it's kind of good for you in shaping you and molding you and realizing, like, you know, when you're young and that happens, it kind of like makes you realize, like, oh, I can't talk like I do at hockey at baseball or whatever. So there's so much embedded in it. Again, the cross sports, playing multiple sports, not just playing one and only being around the same people all the time. I think there's a lot of value.
100%.
That's all I got, brother. You got anything else for the legend?
Also, lacrosse, by the way, I was a long pole for a little bit, and my coach was a huge dipshit, but he used to get pissed at me because I wasn't hitting guys enough, like not even with the ball, like random dudes. Like he just like hit people. And I was like, Jesus. Like the way the defensemen have a bigger pole is actually like insane in lacrosse.
Yeah,
it's fucking huge. You can clean a pool with it.
Yeah, it's like that stick Willie Mitchell warmed up with back in the day. It was like 4 different sticks.
Is that a real picture?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, Willie Mitchell warmed up with that.
Photoshopped that.
No, I think it was they were playing. I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Bob Hartley or it was. I don't know if it was Calgary or what team it was. They were complaining that Willie Mitchell's stick was like too long, so he taped 2 together. It went out for warm-ups.
I thought that was fake.
It was like a 14-foot pole, literally cleaning the deep end. Yeah,
that's Rob. One more before we let you go here. Who's your? I don't like to say favorite teammate because I'm like, who'd you enjoy, spending time with when you were on the island? Because, like I said, I grew up watching the Rangers. The island. I was actually a weird fan. I was a hybrid because my childhood friend, his uncle was John Tortorella. So when he came over, I kind of ended up following both teams. But growing up, was dialed into the Islanders. Who did you have the most fun with on that team and that squad?
It's a toss-up between Kyle Oposo and Blake Como.
Okay,
I love those guys. Yeah, so I had some history with Mitch Small, but like me and Combs and I played in the top prospects game in our draft year. So we got to know each other a little bit there. We lit it up in that game, actually. No big deal, but we tore it up. And then
3 and 4.
Yeah, I had a 4.8 and he had a 5.9. We lit it up. I did a lacrosse move in that game too. I had every NHL scout in the building, and I decided to pull out my bag of tricks.
That's rock star shit. I love that.
It wasn't well received, but it's okay. I was bold enough to try it. And then when we got to the island, like Oki, it was like a big group of us too. Mark Streit, Kyle Poso, Milan Dracina, myself. Maybe missing a few, but we stay every day after practice for like 2 hours and play ping pong. So we had a good group of dudes, but Oki and Combs I probably spent the most time with, and Josh Bailey. So those guys are awesome. They were good dudes. That was the one thing about the island. It's been notoriously that way. It's always good people there. Like the dudes in the locker room are great guys. So
that seemed like a tight group too with all those guys. I remember one time Trent Hunter gave me a stick. I'll never forget that.
He was a beauty. He was a great dude, Western boy. He was such a good dude.
But it's crazy that these are the things that you remember as a kid. Like it was I want to say it was those synergies that had the blue on the blade and it faded into. It wasn't a regular synergy. It was the one, maybe an S19 SE19. I think it was one of the SEs.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, he gave me one over the glass. I was so stoked. It was like probably my second favorite moment watching or with like the Islanders organization. The first one would have to be how hot the Ice Girls were. And then after that, it was Trent Hunter giving me a stick. So yeah, it was really fun to watch you guys play in that group growing up. It was awesome.
Fond memories.
SE16, the chat said it. It was an SE16 for anyone that gives a shit.
Bob, my last one for you. If you're watching the game now, I mean, you were Picasso, like with the puck out there, just painting, just using your stick as a paintbrush out there. Who are some guys that you like watching it? Are you a Zegras fan? Because he has a little shade of Rob Schremp in terms of just the skill department. Who are some guys in the league that you really like watching?
Yeah, I mean, I like watching Zegras. I like his entertainment.
Yeah.
Capability, and I think he ran sour in Anaheim. I think he ran into that stone wall of old school. But he's got that entertainment level skill set, and I think it's somewhere where this is a entertainment business. So it's good to have guys like that are also competitive. I think Trevor's competitive as well. Anaheim's not a very good team, so I think this will be good and interesting to see him in Philly with a new, kind of a new look and some new people around him. But I like watching him play. But obviously, like, McDavid, McKinnon, McCarr, like the way that these guys are like grandmaster chess players, in the way that they move the game around, they move the pieces around how they want and what to get what they want. That's fun to watch to me, because that's a little bit old school. Like I remember the Detroit Red Wings back in the late 90s, where they were the first ones to do the drop pass on the power play, right? Like Lindstrom would skate it up the left side, and then it'd be Zetterberg or Datsyuk coming down the left side behind him, off him. He would drag everybody, drop it, and then kick it wide. That was like art happening, right? That's like setting up the play. And those guys really did that. And I feel like now the game's turned into a lot of track meet, and it's 100 miles an hour. Everybody's going as fast as they possibly can. They always wind up in the corner with nothing. But, these guys like McDavid, McKinnon, McCarr, these special players really set the play up, and they're like moving the pieces around to get threats to the net. And, those type of players are fun to watch. You can learn a lot from. It's not to say that everybody's going to be McDavid, but if you watch the way that he sets things up, and there's little habits that he has, little things that he does before, these type of players are like 3 seconds, 4 seconds ahead of the play, where everybody else is just reactionary and they're maybe half a second ahead of the play, if that. These guys are 3 seconds ahead of it, and they see it. Crosby's still at that same level. He's been that way for a long time. He's seeing the pieces and setting up the play like 3-4 seconds ahead. So those guys are fun to watch. And there's a lot of young guys coming up that are electric, and it seems like that. I mean, the league is really young now. The big contracts are going out. What was the new one? Nazar? He just signed for 48 mil or 46 mil.
Yeah.
50 games. So we're really going towards a young game. It just, hopefully they don't push out all these guys that know the old way of like setting up a play, like a Corey Perry, like regular season games. Like, is he effective? He's still effective, but he's not as dominant. And then the playoffs come and he's like dominant, because all that stuff happens from like setting plays up, playing off each other, and like mucking it up in the corner and then making a play to the net. So I just hope we keep some of that old game. The new game's great. It's very skilled, but there's still art to the old school game and tactics and how you set up a play.
Definitely.
For sure. Like, even I imagine you love watching Kucherov play too, because you were a half guy.
Fuck. He's so good, buddy. I teach all that shit. Like, my shit's big. I'm big on his fast glide. This game, like Tage Thompson. I will only give you a couple of names. I watch a ton of hockey. But Tage Thompson's got a good one. Kucherov, his fast glide is so fucking good. And it's so effective, because it's like first 4 steps are like boom, boom, boom. And then he gets into this glide that's like, he's not slowing down. He's actually like picking up speed. And then he attacks defenders on 2 feet. That's so hard to defend. And then you got a guy like Tage Thompson, who's like 6'5". He does the same shit through the neutral zone. He's got that fast glide, and he's rangy. And then when he enters the blue line, he enters with what he wants. And then to take it further, like Kucherov's wall play is like the sickest I've ever seen. That guy can pick a puck up like so smooth and make a play off of it. How many times you've seen the puck come like Hedman, rip it wide, it goes around the wall, Kucherov skating backwards, checks his shoulder, grabs it in one motion, and backhand passes it right to the point's wheelhouse. Boom. Shot. Yeah. It's like, it's sick.
I just love just watching Kucherov work the half wall, just how he can manipulate a defenseman's toe caps, get a guy turning one way, change the angle of his stick, and all of a sudden it's either into pointer or back down low, or even up to the top to, Hedman or through the seam. It's insane how he can just direct traffic with just little subtle movements and head fakes. And he's surgical over there for sure.
Let's see. That's like the area he works. I do these like categories. I started talking to this goalie friend of mine about how I saw the ice with like landmarks with the face up dot, top circles, etc. And he's like, "Oh, you'll love this." So he gave me this. His name is Josh Robinson. He gave me this map. It's called the Categories of the Zone. It's for the goaltenders, but for me, it's fucking brilliant for the players. It's like that section, that piece of cheese that he works, that category 2, as it's called, is brilliant, because that's inside that space. Imagine just all you have to worry about is conquering that space, like being good at it. What does it take to be good in it? And if you watch Kucherov, like, what does he do? He's like shifty. He's like, 2-foot glide. He is deceptive. And then off of his deception, there's options. So being able to conquer that space of ice simplifies the game a lot. And some, not to say that everybody can do it, but if you ask a player, who do you think you are? Like, who do you want to be? I want to be Kucherov. Okay, well, then we'll watch his package. And you got to be able to get within a half a stick length of the defending player and not be panicking. Like Cooch brings that shit into traffic and he brings it into trouble and he's still poised and calm, knowing that he's going to do exactly what you just said. He's going to do something to move that stick where he wants it and get the toe caps to go where he wants it. And then he's going to have, a grade A off of it. So it's some of these details are important, but also what's important too is like, again, I talk a lot about it's like emotions. Like when you get in there, you have to be confident and like, you can't be in your brain. It's more like, all right, come here, motherfucker. Like,
yeah.
Gotcha, motherfucker. Like not coach said I got it. And then you get a lot of like, coach told me. And I'll say, okay, well, coach told you, I'll teach you. It's a different conversation, But anyways, I can talk hockey forever. As you can tell, I'm pretty passionate about this shit. And I love development and teaching players this stuff. But I study it, and Cooch is a guy that's just because it is like if you could gather that information, like what he does, like it's not impossible to do. Like it's impossible for some guys to go end through all 5 guys. That's impossible. Like being able to pick a rim up off the wall, you can do that shit in the summer, right? Mm-hmm. Being able to do it without looking down, you can do that shit in the summer. You can enhance those skills, and those little details are what make those guys like separated. They can do it fucking blindfolded.
Yeah, full speed.
Yeah, I like what you said there, Rob, about the emotional intelligence or having a state of calmness when you get in those situations of chaos, because a lot of times, like you said, a lot of players have those oh shit moments, like oh shit, like I beat one guy, but then here's the next guy coming at me and they fumble fuck it or panic, where it's like, no, it's just moving numbers and colors and getting the opposition to do what you want them to do by manipulating them, and then making a play off of that. So that's cool, man. That's picking just a guy, a surgeon yourself's brain. It's cool. The hockey nerd in me appreciates stuff like that. So,
no, that's great. I love chatting.
Yeah, Rob. Thank you so much for coming on the program, man. I just looked over. We're at over an hour here, so we really appreciate your time. Legend of the game, so skilled, so fun to watch. Sorry, we were talking about swingers and whatever the hell we were talking about when you first got on. But that was great, man. We really do appreciate it.
Oh, it was great, boys. Thanks for having me on, and good luck going forward. Let me know if you ever want me back on.
Definitely. Will do.
Yeah. Thanks, brother. Really appreciate it.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Yeah, those guys were those guys on the Islanders, that group was like, they just seemed like they were so tight. I don't know what it was. I was such a hockey nerd. I was always fucking.
Yeah.
By the way, I got to piss so bad.
Yeah, piss. I'll do a couple of ad reads.
Okay. I can't even see.
Yeah, folks, if you're just tuning in to Home by 3, we are a hockey podcast today. We had former NHL first-round pick, OHL legend, should have got a way better shake in the National Hockey League with just how skilled he was, but you're talking to a guy that could be preaching the same. Rob Schremp was on the program today, 145 points 1 year in the OHL. We broke everything down from swingers to manipulating toe caps like Kucherov. So this podcast is not only brought to you by homebuy3.shop. Go over to homebuy3.shop. We just came out with our latest merchandise, 5, 6, 7 different options on there. So go check that out. Go buy your Home by 3 merchandise, as well as Sauce Hockey. Sauce Hockey, the official hockey apparel brand of this hockey show. Promo code CHIN gets you 20% off. Sauce Hockey. Go check it out. Bob Gucci taking a leak. He almost pissed his pants, I believe. So he is just getting that urination station going. But load up the chat, folks. Again, homebuy3.shop. I can't stress enough. Go check it out. This is a hockey show that was talking porn, swingers, hookers, and everything in between on this podcast. What a dude, man. He's really smart.
Dude, yeah. When he started talking about like the technical shit, I was like, fuck, dude. That's what it takes to fucking be that skilled at hockey and process that information. The not panicking thing is so true, dude.
Yeah, not Richard panicking.
I used to panic.
Oh, I mean, you see it all the time. And then, like he said, you get a coach in your ear because all they're stressing is dump the puck in, because their job they think is on the line and they don't want to get fired. So they're just turning you into an absolute robot. You see that at the NHL level all the time. I think it's gotten a little bit better. But that's why coaches would tell guys coming in the lineup, don't make a mistake, dump the puck in, change every 6 seconds. I'm going to play you 6 minutes a night. And then when I send you down after, I'm going to ask you, Why were you able to play your game?
Yeah, it's like, dude, shut up. Like,
you're just-
dump the puck. Dude, shut the fuck up.
And the only reason why they're telling you to do that is because they're worried about their own ass and getting fired versus actually playing you and developing you as a player. That is show business. The fact that Bob Schremp only played 100 odd games is a fucking joke.
It's kind of crazy to hear when guys not air out, but like they kind of have that like sour taste in their mouth because they know how good they are. They know how much work they put in. And like, for whatever reason, not everybody gets a fair shake.
No.
And people are always like, oh, bro, like if you're good, they'll play you. And it's like, that's not really how it goes. Like and that's at every level. Like, fuck, man, I'm preaching to the choir here. Like, you've been through professional hockey. It's just like, sometimes organizations are just so fucking like gay, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with how it shook out for me, but yeah, I'd be lying if I said I didn't still have a sour taste in my mouth.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you can't maximize your potential. We're also not the first guys that's ever happened to, but when you go through it, you're like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on here? And you can't process it. And what Schrempy said, he's like, I was so fucking burnt out, pissed off, depressed.
Yep.
I felt all of that. And as a young kid, you don't really know what you're going through. And it's not like it's how it is nowadays where everyone has a therapist and
you have to go to the substance abuse program.
Yeah. And they tell you have some, I don't know, something wrong with you. It wasn't like that, man. So
back then they just called you a pussy.
Exactly. They say toughen up. What else they did? I remember people would be like, I'm like, well, maybe I'll just fucking quit. And people would be like, oh, well, what else are you gonna do? I'm like, well, fuck. It's kind of a good point.
Smoke.
I guess I'll just keep battling away at this, but nowadays you get coddled and you know how it goes, but that's the world. And that's just being a huge fucking pussy these days.
Yeah, it's a lot different. Everything's different. This is a hockey show. Good to talk a little bit of hockey today. We have a behind the chin episode. Did you say that already?
Nope, I didn't.
Behind the chin episode. We went to district hockey and shot some pucks. That's out now. Every Sunday we put out a video. You can go watch if you feel like it. If you don't, I don't really fucking give a shit. So go watch it if you want to see some behind the scenes stuff. Merch is out now. Homeby3.shop. Did you say that?
Yep.
Dude, I literally before we started the show, I was like, I gotta piss. And then for some reason, I'm like, I'm gonna hold it.
Yeah, battle it.
I just made that decision to hold it, and it was a bad decision.
Sometimes it's cool to battle a piss though. It's like an internal battle where I do that a lot of times on road trips.
Just to make a point to nobody.
Can I make it to the next exit?
That's just being a dude, though.
Can I make it to the next exit?
Proving a point to nobody.
Oh man, is there anything worse? It's the piss you can battle, but the shit.
You ever piss yourself?
Have I ever pissed myself?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I've shit my pants.
Yeah, I feel like most dudes have.
That's tough.
Yeah, there's just no. It's like, what do you do?
It's. I mean, you always think you can make it to that bathroom, or sometimes you're on a 14-day bender, and you can never trust a fart on bender.
Your body just gives up. Your body's just like, yeah.
Fuck,
dude. Yeah, I've never pissed. I don't think I've ever pissed my pants. Nope.
No, I've never pissed a bed or anything like that.
You never pissed the bed?
No. Just get up and pee.
What are you talking about? Like, what about in your sleep?
Like as a grown man?
Yeah, no, like in your life.
Oh, I'm sure.
Pissing the bed, everybody pisses the bed.
I mean, I'm sure when I was younger.
But you don't have a memory of you like pissing the bed?
No.
That's a crazy stat. That actually has to be talked about.
No.
Are you serious?
Well,
I pissed the bed like 2 years ago.
I don't understand how people get so drunk they piss the bed. Like, dude,
I'll
just
tell you
get
how
up.
it happens.
What?
Yeah, you have a couple drinks, and this is how I do it. Like, this is how I pee my pants. In your dream, you're like at the urinal. So like your dream is so vivid that you're like you think you're in the bathroom, but you're just in your bed.
I don't even know if I dream that much.
Really?
Yeah. I would say I probably, if there's 365 days in a year, I would say I dream less times than it rains in Arizona.
Damn, that sucks.
So probably 30 odd dreams a year.
That sucks, dude.
Really?
Dreams are cool. Yeah, dreams are cool. It's like
now,
it's
when
like
I do dream, though, I can wake up and take a piss, and I can usually hop back in bed and continue on the dream.
I can't do that.
I'm like, I want to go to bed longer because I actually want to see where this dream goes.
Yeah, you're just about to get laid, and you wake up.
Yeah.
And you're like,
and then you don't.
And then you try to get back into the dream.
Yeah.
And it's like a different chick when you get back into it. It's like a big fucking.
She's not as hot.
Yeah. Dreaming is cool because I like dreaming because you get like a different world. It's like I'm in this world right now, but in my dream it's some other shit.
Yeah.
In my dream, I'm a fucking fucking Puerto Rican dude that goes around and steals trucks all day.
Dreams and nightmares.
Shout out to Meek Mill. Do you think Meek Mill really? All right, we don't need to get into that. But yeah, dreams are crazy. I'm always wondering what dreams are about. I had a crazy dream last night. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, it's always tough. I don't really. A lot of times you don't remember either. You wake up and you're like still half stoned.
Like, what did I do in my dream?
Kind of liked it.
I get so much pussy in my dreams, dude.
Really?
Yeah, in real life is not the same. That'd be dope.
Well, keep dreaming.
Getting pussy in your dreams is sick.
Keep dreaming, man.
If you don't get pussy in your dreams, you're a loser.
Should we wrap this shit up?
Nah, I thought we were doing a marathon today.
Oh, we could.
Let's go for
We're at 3 hours right now.
Someone said this is a piss show. The chat, if you chat, you got to be subscribed to chat. Dude, what is with our audience always talking about Kyle Rittenhouse and George Floyd? Like,
Yeah, I
it's
wonder what it could
crazy.
be.
Like, who are you guys?
I wonder what it could be. It's almost like they're influenced.
I don't say anything about George Floyd.
Floyder?
I usually don't talk about George Floyd ever. Like, when have I brought him up?
All right.
Okay, you just call him Floyder again.
Floyder, yeah. R.I.P. Floyder, man.
All right, we should wrap this shit up.
Yeah.
Someone said, "Can you do a live show at Mrs. Bread Bar?" Where's that at?
Perfect. Yep. See you tomorrow. All right, folks. Should we wrap this shit up? We'll be back Thursday. We have a episode that we won't tease yet, but we'll be back Thursday. Behind the Chin is out. Go check it out. We're at District Hockey, just snapping pucks with a yellow Synergy on net. And then comment on this video afterwards. New merch is out. Go check out homebuy3.shop. This was a hockey show today, man. Rob Schremp, OHL legend, came on the pod. 25th overall, same as your boy Jay Swish. Both careers ended up overseas. So
Why didn't I get drafted?
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid, bro. I wasn't even on the central scouting list. It's just bullshit.
Should we do a giveaway comment or?
Oh fuck. No, not today because we yeah, but we forgot to announce the Dude, we got to start announcing the giveaways like on Twitter because we always forget during the show.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so no giveaway or giveaway?
Let's do a giveaway.
Okay.
So what's the comment? Comment
your is this too niche? Comment your favorite London night of all time. Is that too niche for people?
Yeah.
I mean, they should know though. It's a hockey show.
Mitch Marner.
Ooh,
Rob Schremp.
Christian Dvorak.
Ooh.
Corey Perry.
That's a good one. Scory Perry was a night.
Max Domi. Dave Roland Bolin.
Mitch Miller.
Alex Broadhurst.
Evander Kane.
Did he?
No.
I was gonna say
He was in the Western League though.
Played for the
Spitfires?
Vancouver Giants.
Oh, that's right.
What should we have him comment, man?
Why don't we comment favorite? Okay, what day is it? Monday. Comment your favorite. Dude, did you see that guy that kicked the shit out of that dude? What the fuck?
Rajah Jackson. That was Rampage's kid.
Bro, people just there's no just attempted murder.
Why does it always happen on kick?
Yeah, like the Antonio Brown thing.
Why does everything always bad happen on kick? Does kick promote violence? Like, is it?
They don't give a shit.
Is it like fueled by?
I don't think they knew that was gonna happen.
Islam or?
I don't know.
We should wrap this up before we get canceled.
Comment what you're doing for Labor Day. That's also too niche.
Tugging.
Just comment anything. Just fucking leave a comment and we'll pick someone. How about that?
Just say something crazy.
Not too crazy though.
No,
We'll
don't
get
us
flagged.
flagged. Yeah, keep it PG.
Keep it PG. Just drop a comment. This video is gonna drop as soon as I click end stream. Go to the video, leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and we're gonna pick somebody. We owe 3 giveaways now. Hold us to it. Thank you guys for. Nope, don't comment that. All right, guys, we're out. Love you. Bye.